Hey guys, what is going on? It's Nick here from TheMiskeens, and today you are about to learn how to rank up fast in CSGO. So I just want to start off by saying when I first got the game, the rank that I was put into was Silver 2. Now I know this is the second worst thing you could be. I'm glad I wasn't Silver 1 at least. But since then, I was stuck for about a month on Silver 2 and I just could not move up. I felt like I was improving and I was top fragging basically each match, but I just could not rank up to S3. And with a few simple steps, I was watching a bunch of videos, I was researching a lot, I made my own list of the most important things that you need to do to rank up, and since then, it took a couple weeks and I got all the way to Silver Elite now. So yesterday I actually ranked up to Silver Elite with my friend, and that was a pretty big moment because next will be Gold. I know this isn't probably the best rank, you know, you'd expect someone like who's a Master Guardian or any double AK, anything like that, you'd expect one of those type of people to tell you this, but it really doesn't matter because the steps are the same for every single person. You can always improve no matter what rank you are. So let's just look at a few factors before we start. The things that they take into account for ranking up would be rounds won, rounds lost, and the MVP ribbons that you get per game. So basically that all revolves around how you've done or how well you work with your team, but it can also include kills and deaths. This has not been confirmed by anyone, but a lot of people have gone through the files of the games and they said that there were some things related to getting kills and getting deaths, so obviously it's not going to hurt to do well KD wise. Now we're going to move on to the important things you need to know in-game. So first off, communication is golden. If you do not have a mic, you should not be playing this game, sorry. Because if you can't tell people where you are, you can't make callouts, your team's falling apart. Teamwork is one of the most essential things in this game, and that's why it's so different than other games. You're forced to be as a team, where there could be a group of amazing players who are not communicating, versus a team that is average, but they're communicating really well. The team that is average is going to dominate the other team because they're communicating well, they're telling each other where they see people or where to move and what's going to benefit them in the game. So other than that, whenever you're playing with a team, if you all have mics, you're all talking, never yell or rage. This is the worst thing you can do because it's making yourself more mad, which is going to make you play worse, and it's also going to make everybody else play worse. So in the end, you're just making your team go down the ranks even faster. So never yell or rage. Sometimes I've played with people, there will be smurfs around no matter what rank you are. There will be hackers too. But if you just yell, it's not going to change anything. The game started, you have to finish it. You just have to try to make the best of it. Try to win as many rounds as possible to keep your rank where you are. Now another thing that you need to do, a lot of people mess up in silver and the gold ranks, is they tend to go for the body shots. Now I understand if you're turning the corner quick and you have to think quick, you know, you just gotta aim, but the best play is to go for the headshot. Now this is obvious, but most guns can go one shot in the head and you can kill them instantly. So even if they have a better gun than you, you still have a huge chance to kill them if you go for the headshot. This is really important because I've played with so many people who just shoot wherever and hope for the best, and sometimes you'll see, oh, 4 shots and it only did 60 damage, whereas 1 shot can do 150 damage. So you really have to aim for the heads, and there's a great thing I'll talk about at the end to practice this, but other than that, just keep playing competitive maps or competitive matchups until you can get better with that. Another huge thing is momentum. Now you're probably wondering, you can't really create momentum. If your team's down 5-0 and you just can't seem to win a round, you can't magically say, okay, we're gonna win the next round. It doesn't work like that. However, you need to take risks. So sometimes I'll be playing Dust 2, for example, and we'll be down 5-0. Some of our teammates are starting to say, oh, we lost this, GG, it's over. But with that attitude, you're just making everyone else in a more miserable mood. So what I like to do is I say, okay guys, let's do a different play this time. Instead of going A, instead of going B, let's go mid, let's fake the cat, let's go B instead, or something like that along those lines, and just change up the play. Even if it seems like a stupid play at the beginning, you never know what could happen. I mean, I've won so many eco rounds like flawlessly by doing some weird plays that a lot of people would say is stupid. But that's the way you're going to get around them. If they're setting up, or if they're stacking on B, and you say, oh, well, B's the only bomb we can go to, you're probably going to lose. So you just got to change it up once in a while, try different things, and don't be afraid to lose a round on purpose in a sense. If you're ecoing or if you need more money, like, don't be scared. Losing a round isn't always that bad. Another thing is never get cocky or nervous. Now, the reason for this is because I've been up about like 10-0 some games, and I don't think I've ever choked this bad, but it has come close many times. I've gotten really cocky saying, oh my god, these guys suck, we're gonna win. And all of a sudden they just keep going. They got this momentum, win 1 round, win 2, and now they're at 7 rounds all of a sudden. So once you get cocky, you're gonna eventually get nervous because, okay, these guys won 7 rounds in a row. They're pretty hot right now. Now you're getting scared. It's gonna make you guys play worse. So just never get cocky because it does lead to being nervous, and that obviously makes the game a whole lot worse for you and your team. Next up, and the last tip I have here, is to play with people that you know. So if this isn't available, maybe you don't have friends who play the game, maybe you just don't have friends, that's fine. You can play with random people, but if you do have the option to play with someone you know, always take it, because you're so much better with people you know, especially if you know them in real life. You communicate much better with them, you know how they play, and if you keep playing with the same people, you eventually know their strategies, and you could use that to help your strategy and make it even better. So I usually have, for the MSKN people here, shout out to you guys. We all have our set roles in a sense each game. So we'd have like Samir, who would be opping, we'd have Michael watching long, so we each know what we're doing, and if one of us dies, I know exactly where they died without even looking at the map. So it's really important, if you have people to play with, go for it guys, because trust me, it helps so much. Now those are basically all the tips, but there's a few things that I have to say at the end here just to get out of the way. There's a lot of workshop maps you can get from the Steam Workshop that'll allow you to practice aiming, jumping, or tactical plays. So recently I got a jumping map. I'll try to link it down if I can find where I got it from. But basically it would give you level by level, and it would say, okay, you jump on this ledge and then you try to make this strafe jump that isn't easy to make. You have to do some kind of like crouch jump or something like that. And it's just level based, so there's about 14 levels and each one gets harder. And there's some where you're jumping around corners. It's really intense, but it really does help your jumping. Hopefully you've seen some of my gameplay if we do competitive. My jumping has improved so much since I started, and I really feel like I'm getting better each day. Now there's also things where there's a bunch of bots walking around not attacking you, and you can practice your aim on those. So really all it is one quick Google search and you'll find the perfect maps for you, and it'll help you so much because it'll help you practice for headshots or your jumping or tactical plays, anything like that. Now the last thing I want to tell you guys, if you are not losing, you are not improving. That is a quote that I just made up right there. I wrote it down, I was pretty proud of it actually. But basically, you need to verse people who are better than you, and you need to understand that you're gonna lose. I don't think there is one person in the world who's played like 100 matches and gone 100-0. Especially even the pros. When they started off, they were probably losing every single game they've played at the beginning, and then they slowly improved. They never gave up, and they kept going against the people that are harder than them. Because if you're a gold Nova and all of a sudden you want to smurf against silvers, you're not going to improve. Silvers are pretty bad. I mean, that's why it's the lowest rank. I'll admit I'm not the most amazing player in the world, but I've definitely improved a lot because I've been playing with some of my friends who have higher ranks. And then I'm also playing with people who are much harder, and I'm learning a lot of different strategies that a lot of people use. So trust me guys, if you're not losing, you're not going to improve at all. So just don't be afraid to take a loss once in a while. It can honestly benefit you so much. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. I want you to take everything that I said and just apply it in one set motion in a sense. So I want you to use all of this, and trust me guys, it does take time, but you'll slowly start improving, and it's kind of like the snowball effect. Once you start improving, you're not going to stop. You're going to keep going until you become a pro one day, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll do more videos like this about CSGO because I love the game. I love the style of it. It's such a different game. It's not like Call of Duty, and it's really fun. If you don't have this game, I definitely recommend getting it. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.